That's the weird thing about the appliance industry is they're mostly all made by
there's not that many manufacturers really. But because I know I dealt with somebody that had a Whirlpool washer and they were having trouble with it, and told them what it was going to take to fix it, and they said, I'm tired of putting money in this thing. It's the worst machine I ever had. And they go down and buy a Kenmore, and it's the exact same machine.
Just a different logo on it.
The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
What's up, guys? Sam McVeigh here with the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have Charley Green of Dorado, Kansas, the founder of Charley's Appliance Services, Inc. I mean, that's what it was known as.
One of the founders.
One of the founders. Well, I mean, I'm talking like OG. I mean, the actual Charley's Appliance Services.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
that was like the first version of Charley's Appliance.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
You excited to be here?
No.
So I called Charley up maybe a little bit last minute, and I asked you if you could come help me. I said, "Hey, Charley, could you come down to the bookstore and help me out?"
I'm not sure you put
and
it
you're like,
that
"Well,
way.
I did. I should have recorded it and played it on the podcast."
You should have.
And then I was like, "What do you got going on tomorrow morning around 8:45?" Well, I've got the grandkids, and then I got Charley to ask Tammy if he could break away for 45 minutes to help me, and then she gave him
she made a mistake.
And then he goes, "Yeah, so yep, sounds good. I can be down there. What's going on? What do you need?" I'm like, "You're going to be on the podcast." He's like, "No."
I thought maybe you had an appliance problem.
That's the last time Charley ever answered it.
Right? Yeah. That was the last time he answered, "This is Charley." From now on, he's going to answer, "This is Bob." Oh, sorry, wrong number. But I mean, that says a lot about your character. I knew you would say yes if I didn't say the podcast. I knew if I needed you, you'd come down.
You're pretty sly.
All right, let's jump into it. I know a lot of your story. I've heard a lot of stories, but let's go back to Charley's leaving high school and he has to make a living.
Yeah. Well, it started out, I mean, I had lots of different jobs during high school and before that. But after high school, a couple of my buddies, we decided we needed to do something for the summer. And one of them's parents had a catalog of summer jobs for national parks. So all three of us applied, and all three of us got jobs at Yellowstone National Park
That's
for the
fun.
summer. That was in '74. And so we worked all summer and came back and ready for school to start. For junior college, we went to Butler. And I needed to get a job, and I don't know what took me to Young's Appliance, Charley Young. But anyway, I went down and I applied there and talked to Charley, and he hired me. And that's
How old were you at that time?
I would have been 18, 19,
Yeah.
probably 19 at that time. But so that's where it started. And I worked for Charley for probably 8-9 years, and he ended up selling the business in 1980. And the new owners, Carl Shimpaw and Ben Plummer.
Which I think a lot of like longtime locals know that, but a lot of people didn't know that happened in between.
And it became a Young's Appliance Center or something like that was the name that they used. And,
So they kept Young's in the name?
They did,
the Young
and until Carl decided it wasn't working for him. And so Ben bought it out and it became Ben's Appliance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a short period of time. A couple years, I think. And I worked for Ben and Carl, and that worked out for a while. I ended up going to Wichita to work for a company called Jets Service Company. Became the manager over there, and we handled commercial coin-operated washers and dryers and all over Kansas, Colorado, into Oklahoma, Missouri.
So you were traveling to all those states?
Well,
working on...
I had a region, and my region went up from to Salina, north of Salina, Concordia, down to Oklahoma City, out to western Kansas, the panhandle of Oklahoma, Guyman, Oklahoma. So it's a big territory, and so I did that for several years, was the manager for that, and then got to talking to Dennis. He had bought out Ben Plummer's business, and it became
86, I think.
Yeah, became Young's
right.
Appliance again, and he was needing somebody to do service for him, and so I got tired of being on call. We jet service, you'd get calls in the middle of the night. Somebody had vandalized machines. We had water's leaking into apartments and things like that. You'd have to go out, and some of them were not too close by, you know. So you'd have to call, get somebody to get things under control until you could get there and get things fixed. But I got tired of being on call. We just had Eric was born, my son, and I ended up having to go to Oklahoma City on an emergency call. And I was supposed to be on vacation at that time. But so I thought this would be better to come back to El Dorado. And I started working for Dennis, doing service for him, and then got to the point where I just thought it was time to go out on my own. I mean, you can be with somebody for quite a long time and decide it might be a better move to just go out on your own. And I did a lot of work for Dennis after I went out on my own.
What year was that? Do you remember?
That would have been 2001.
Okay.
And
so that was just you and a van and fixing appliances.
Yeah, and then that was when it became Charley's Appliance Service. And it worked out real well. I mean, of course, everybody knew me from Young's Appliance, and Dennis would call me when he'd have service he needed, and I would take care of his stuff. And you know, we just built up a customer base that they were loyal to us, and we were loyal to them. And I always remember when I worked for Charley, you know, people would buy things over the phone. They'd just call him up and say, I need something, and he'd know what they would need, and we'd take it out and service whatever they needed. We'd go do a lot of business in Wichita. I remember used to have to drive to Wichita to pick up appliances for Charley. Just a pickup truckload of appliances. And I'd go to a couple of the distributors, and one of them was telling me that Charley Young had more volume of business than any other business in the state of Kansas, in appliance business in the state of Kansas.
I've
So
heard
he
that.
sold
Dennis
a
has
lot
told me
of
that
stuff.
before.
Yes,
crazy.
so I'd bring back a truck full of appliances, TVs, stereos, all kinds of things. And but people would tell me that they would not do any business with anybody else but Young's, because Charley would treat them like they wanted to be treated. If they didn't have the funding that they needed, he would say, when you get a job or when you get the money, you come in and pay me, you can make monthly payments. And he built his business that way.
Wow.
So, and Charley got us started at Morris Oil. Ed Morris had
Which is that Morris Oil in El Dorado was at the current Salvation Army? Was that?
Yeah, that's
their...
where Morris Oil, and then it became KT Oil.
Okay.
And I think when it became KT Oil is about the time that Charley went out on his own.
And it's kind of confusing, that name, and there's some old photos. And when we have Dennis on, I'm sure we'll try and get some of those photos. But
yeah,
it was just a general store, right? It was.
You could go in and it was like a hardware store. You go in, buy mowers. You could buy anything. Tires. They sold gas. And Ed Morris had become rich in the oil industry, and that was just a side thing. He didn't even need it. He just did that for El Dorado, and he had Charley run it. And so Charley got his reputation there. People would deal with him there, and even to this day, you can talk to some people, and they'll tell you that if they got started in El Dorado, and it was because of Charley that they stayed with Young's Appliance, because he they didn't know anybody. Nobody else would give them any credit, and Charley would.
Yeah.
And they never forgot that, and they bought everything they ever bought, appliance-wise, from Charley.
And I mean, back in that day, there were how many appliance stores in El Dorado?
Well, there was
Because that would be he started in the 60s.
late 60s, maybe early 70s. I think it was late 60s.
I was thinking of 68.
Yeah, I think
if
that's
I'm
right.
remembering
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And there would have been Go Marine, of course. Western Auto sold appliances. Otasco probably sold. There were several Sears. There was Sears in town.
It's just wild to imagine that.
Probably more than I can remember, actually. But
Yeah, I was trying to remember what Dennis said, but I thought there was several.
yeah,
You know, not 10, but more than 5.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Because a lot of those things, I remember working on appliances that were bought at Western Auto. They had I can't even remember the name of the brand that they sold, but Western Auto sold quite a few appliances. And I know Sears sold a lot. Sears had a reputation nationwide. They made it easy to buy things. And and people just thought Sears was the best appliance, and they didn't realize that Sears didn't make their own appliances. They were
Kenmore, right? So they sold
Kenmore, Cold Spot, Kenmore. They were either made by Maytag or Whirlpool or
That's the weird thing about the appliance industry is they're mostly all made by 4
There's not that many manufacturers,
No.
really. But because I know I dealt with somebody that had a Whirlpool washer and they were having trouble with it, and I told them what it was going to take to fix it, and they said, "Oh, I'm tired of putting money in this thing. It's the worst machine I ever had." And they go down and buy a Kenmore, and it's the exact same machine,
just a different logo on it.
Yeah, so
amazing.
it's kind of funny the way things.
You could literally walk. It was I was trying to think of the one. I think it was a Manna and Roper. Is that right? And those were like
Whirlpool and Roper.
And a Manna.
Well, Manna was bought by Whirlpool, so
right.
Yeah.
But wasn't I think Roper was like a Lowe's Whirlpool deal, but they were that entry level washers.
That's
remember
right.
that $2.99? I was thinking those washers. You could literally walk into Lowe's and it's just literally a different name, but they were identical.
Yeah, that's right.
And Lowe's would go exclusive to Lowe's.
Yeah, and I got a kick out of Sears too, because people would ask me what to buy, and some of them were from out of town. I'd have relatives want to know what to buy, and I'd say, well, if you go to Sears, you need to find the machine that's made by Maytag, because that's the best built machine at the time. Mm-hmm. And they'd go and they'd talk to a salesman at Sears, and Sears says, well, I don't know which one's made by Maytag. Or they either weren't allowed to tell them or
Kenmore.
something. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're right, yeah. So anyway, but it's funny how over time things have changed.
Oh, yeah.
But the big companies would buy out the smaller companies, because Amana at one time was probably the best refrigerator or freezer you could buy out of all of them. Made in Iowa,
right?
Amana, Iowa.
Those side by sides, right? Those side by side Amanas. You and Dennis would swear by those.
Oh yeah.
You knew the year you'd see that, and you both would just look at it like it was a jewel.
Yeah, that's one thing that helped Charley, because he would sell the Maytag, the Amana, Zenith TVs, all of them, the top brands. I mean, the quality brands that we had very little trouble with when we'd sell them. And then Amana was bought out, Raytheon or somebody bought them out, and they get bought out and things change.
Yeah.
They start, that profit margin has to change. I always remember when Whirlpool bought out Maytag, I was disappointed because I knew the difference between them, and was talking to one of the sales reps, and he says, well, Maytags just cost us too much to build. That's what he told me, why they changed them to the Whirlpool style.
Or the other answer could be, these just last too long.
He wouldn't admit to that.
We can't sell enough of them.
They're not going to admit to
that. We make them too well.
We got to make the ones that we can sell more of.
Hey, we're not calling out any names. This is not any. We do not want to be sued. No shade being thrown. Just
because you don't want to be.
yeah, that's it. Does it not work that way? I thought you had to make a disclaimer that I don't want that. I remember Bob at Litton's said that Charlie Young was the biggest Amana seller in multiple states.
Yeah.
He was like the biggest Amana mover.
Yeah. See,
the biggest buyer.
Bob is a Finn, and it was Finn Distributing that we got the Amana product.
Oh, that's right. He was the distributor.
He was the son of John Finn that we dealt with, and I'd go over, 2 or 3 times a week picking up stuff over there. So, yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So go out on your own, year 2000, kept going. Did you ever stop?
I did for a short period of time. Getting close to retirement, and I wanted to do something different. The appliance businesses had changed a lot, and some of the new stuff to me, it's almost like you need to go to be a computer tech to work on appliances anymore. It seems like, they basically have the same components, but they're controlled by so many different sensors and computer boards, and you don't know if it's the component that's bad or the computer sensors that's bad and things like that. So I went to work at another place for just a short period of time, and then decided I didn't want to sit behind a desk and answer a phone, and went back to service again. So
yeah.
But
I remember that was a happy day in town. I remember seeing your van because you'd stripped the logos off, and then you went back out in the van, and you kind of see the faded Charlie's, and everybody was so excited. Charlie's working on appliances again.
I heard about it, and I felt, I really appreciate my customers, and they've always been really good to me. I've really never had anybody that I've had any hard time dealing with. Everybody, I would just be honest with them, and I'd always have people tell me, you told me to keep this as long as you can, this appliance, and it was a Maytag washer.
Right.
And I said, yeah, because this machine can last you 30 years. You might have to put a little money in it, but, it's not going to be one of those that you're going to buy one and have to get rid of it in 5 or 6 years or 10 years, so, and that proved me right. So many times people would say, I raised my kids on this machine, and I'm still using it, so.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and they just, I hate to say it, but they aren't really making them like that anymore to last that long.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but there's a lot of different reasons why. Not all of it's the fault of the manufacturer. Some of it's the fault of being told what they can or can't do as far as how they build them, and energy reasons, water saving,
around
electricity and all that kind of stuff. So that's part of the reason they've changed so much.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a good thing, I guess, but it's got problems too.
It does, yeah. It all comes back to those sensors.
Yeah.
The water regulation changed a lot of that.
It
I
did.
feel like the manufacturers probably had a hard time making that adjustment, kind of being forced into the censorship of the water. And,
Right. Yeah.
and falling under that regulation. And then
I'm sure they fought it for a while until they realized they were and it was a losing battle.
Gone are the day of the mechanical knob speed queens. Those were the last ones. I remember that, the mechanical knob washers, no board.
Yeah.
Those things were gold.
Yeah. And they were another one, there was just all of them, it didn't matter what brand really, they were all made better, longer lasting,
Yeah.
30, 40 years ago.
Yep.
It's hard to keep track of time. It goes by so fast.
Yeah, right. So you go get back into it, and then do you remember the first time we talked?
I do.
You do? Where? Do you remember where it was?
It was at lunch,
Yeah.
and it's probably downtown. I don't remember.
There you go. Yeah, you narrowed
There's
it down.
two places.
Well, at that point, there was another place, and it was called Jacob's Well.
Well, yeah, there was
But
3.
I think we went to Jacob's Well.
Yeah, probably.
I remember the pole,
Yeah.
their old seating, and that's like
Yeah, it was
it's a
Jacob's
random
Well.
visual I
I knew
have.
it was on the west side of Main Street.
Yeah, we weren't eating at I don't know
Farm
where
and
else.
Home.
Yeah, Farm and Home, the nail salon, Walters. We could have ate at Walters. They got snacks. So go from there. I'd love to hear your vantage point of what happened next in your
Well,
career.
it's just the way you,
You can
are.
say whatever
Samuel.
you want.
It's just the way you are. You know, you told me what you wanted to do, and I'm easy. But I said, you know, we have an opportunity. I know Dennis is ready to do something, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that was your idea.
Yeah, because
I just came in, which was actually Steven's idea. So you got to put some of this on Steven. He's the one who brought
I
it
don't
up
know
on
if you told me at the
on
time.
a vacation. We're driving to Minot, North Dakota, and Steve and I are talking about kind of what's next. And
You were just looking for something else to take over in El Dorado.
Right. Well, we just had the cleaning company. There's nothing else. And we kind of hit a growth curve change there. And we were just talking about ideas, and he's the one who brought up Charlie's, if I remember. Or I think it was on that trip, brought up Charlie's, and so I took you out to lunch, and then I tell you a couple ideas about the service.
Well,
and
I thought
you spun it back even bigger.
Yeah, well, I said we have an opportunity because we need to talk to Dennis because I think he's probably ready to sell. He was, you know, he had confronted me at one time about wanting to sell the business, and he'd talked to a few other people, and I said, we have an opportunity if we go talk to him, and it started right there. I mean, he was willing, and we were ready, and
It happened really fast.
it did, and it's unbelievable. I think it's the Lord working because, you know, he was ready. We made the arrangements to get it done. It wasn't long after that we bought Dennis out. Dennis he wanted to keep working, so that was a blessing to have him with us.
Yeah.
And it wasn't but a few months, Go Marine just shut down, closed their doors. And shortly after that, Sears
6
went out of
months
business.
or less, I think.
Yeah.
Sears was gone, and
So, I mean, those were our competitors, and they were gone.
yep.
And the door just opened up, and I think the Lord gave us the blessings by that.
By shutting other people down.
Well,
Charlie?
they
That
did it
sounds
on
kinda
their
dark.
own.
I'm sorry.
I mean, nobody forced them. They did it on their own.
Yeah,
So,
no,
I mean,
I
something was
forget
going
that,
on there.
actually.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Right.
You know, it just was all timing.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was. Yeah. And the Go Marine, I wasn't even aware of them, to be honest, at the time till I talked to you. I didn't even know they sold
They had
appliances.
a loyal following too.
Yeah.
Go Marine did more than appliances, though. They had boating supplies. I think they even sold boats at one time.
Really?
Yeah, and they had a good business going too. But I think Cleo, she was ready to get out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. She was the owner.
Well, and the Sears situation that happened across the country everywhere, which was
It wasn't
wild.
just here.
No,
Yeah.
it was like a domino effect. I felt so bad for
Yeah.
anybody in Sears hometown. And I've talked to a lot of different Sears hometown owners over the years through our buy group, Brand Source, that I've actually kind of talked through how to do their own thing a few times.
Right.
And man, it was sad. Like some people found a way out of it, some couldn't. And I felt terrible for anybody that was stuck with them. That was a tough ship to ride. I mean, that was a Titanic, man.
Well, they're dealing with a corporation that, has no feeling for the little guys.
No.
Yeah.
And that was a tough model, but I don't know if you know this, but we did look at the Sears dealership model before Dennis. And
No, I didn't know that.
yeah, and before talking to you, I don't know if we ever told you that, but it was a tough model, and it was getting worse.
Yeah.
Because my mentor owned.
I think he did tell me
Yeah,
that.
probably. Yeah, our mentor Dave Calloway owned the building.
Right.
You know, And I think they were looking to sell the dealership, and just wasn't a good fit.
Well, it ended up being a good fit for us.
Right,
we got your connections. We got the building.
Right, yeah. That was
how many times
you talk about all the people. You talk about how the Lord works, all the different people in place.
And that,
because I think it was April of 2016 we create the new entity, Charley's Appliance. And so you went away with Young's, kind of rebrand and dropped service, and just said Charley's Appliance.
Yeah.
And I think it was that summer we were already moving into the Sears building.
Yeah.
On Main Street. That was terrifying. Do you remember that?
I do remember, yeah. It was, and I always enjoyed people coming into the store and saying, where's your lawnmower blades?
Yeah.
Where's your chainsaws?
They did. They'd get so bad too, and we'd be like, "Have a great day, love you." And sometimes I remember someone coming in, and our store was so empty. You know, I remember we had furniture. We had a lot of room. We couldn't afford to fill it. It was just like, as we started putting everything in we thought we needed, I just remember us all looking around like, there's a lot of space still. And then
it didn't take you long to figure out what we needed to do.
Right, to fill it up. Added some mattresses, and then three sisters furniture. We even put them in the middle until we needed the space.
Barbecuers.
Grills.
Yeah, grills, all that
eventually
stuff.
turned into Sears again,
and then
minus tools.
One of the really innovative things was to have the kitchen that...
The live kitchen. Oh, man, I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, the live kitchen. People really enjoyed that.
I know. If Steven, if you're listening, it's time to bring some cooking shows back. They were a lot of work. They were stressful.
They were.
I don't put it on anyone for not doing them, because it was a big commitment.
Yeah, but it was something a lot of people, I mean, it drew people.
I think it was a nice starter for us. It got people to come into the store, created a lot of great relationships. You know, that's Tony Yajin in town, Misfit Kitchen. That's kind of where he built his following, kind of the next layer of his following. He hosts all our events, and he's such an amazing cook, and he put on a good show.
He's still going strong.
He's blowing up. He needs another truck or two.
Yeah.
He's so busy.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
I told Tony he needs to come on the podcast.
He
do
would
both
be good.
things.
He's a hard worker.
But yeah, I remember that. Those were good times, and we had a lot of good hosts come through.
Yeah, and then we'd have manufacturers come in and do some things too. So.
Yeah, people were really proud of that. That was a fun venue, and definitely a nice. I feel like the first 2 or 3 years that was kind of a staple for us. Just to
I believe it
post
was.
and get people thinking about us beyond. You're not always in the market for the things sold at Charley's, right? It's not a normal place. You just walk in and like, I'm going to look around. Yeah, you're there if you need something,
right?
And, maybe you're not happy you need it at that moment because it broke.
Yeah, it was a good thing. And then, we had good neighbors, Walters.
Oh yeah,
they attract a lot of people from all over too.
Yeah. Everybody won. It was a good move all around. That was a 12,000 square feet that was going to be empty. You know, and that's a hard place to fill.
We don't need any more of those.
Main Street downtown,
Right.
12,000 square feet. It's hard to decide what you do with it and not make it office space.
Right.
And make it retail. But man, that building's come a long ways.
It has.
All the different stuff and all the back end Steven rebuilt, the dock systems, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
what that
it
building
has worked out real well.
Yeah. Made really efficient use of every square foot
for sure.
Space.
Yeah,
I remember when we were moving all the stuff out from Young's. Poor Dennis, I felt so bad, because everything had to go. Tyler's dad was kicking us out. Rod was like, "Get out of here." Just kidding. No, we terminate that lease, but there was a lot of stuff back there.
Oh yeah,
and we didn't necessarily want all the stuff to come over. And I remember you and I trying to figure out how to delegate that.
Well, you have so much stuff you don't even know what you have.
Right. Yeah. And it's kind of valuable too, because you're like, there's probably not another one of these, but there's so many parts and handles and
knobs.
So many knobs. I mean, that was just magical. Like, talk about Rain Man. Dennis's skill. You can just walk in with a random knob and be like, and Dennis will hold it, and he just look at it like, yeah, I think I got one of these. like, how are you going to find that? He would though.
Oh yeah,
it was wild.
Yeah, we had the crisper drawers out of refrigerators.
Oh yes,
that were full of knobs. We had 4 or 5 of them just full of knobs. And any appliance knob, if any trade-ins that were no good, he'd pull the knobs off of them, put them in one of those pans. So
I mean, those are really expensive. You buy them OEM. Not to mention, just crisper drawers are insane. You it's $100 to get a stupid little plastic drawer.
Is that what they call inflation?
Yes. Hey, I have very specific instructions from Kate, and I have some questions from Kate here.
No.
She's going to be mad. I name dropped her. It's probably like, don't tell them these are my questions.
Is Kate my daughter? Is that who you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, not a different Kate. But she said, just make sure you don't get into politics. I was like, I will make sure we 100%.
It depends if we agree or not.
Right. That's so good. Actually, so this on that note, I remember when we went into the Sears building and like all those expansions, we also got crazy busy. And something I really respect about your story, because you came along for the ride. I mean, how old were you in 2016?
Let me do the math. Would have been...
it's 10 years ago.
Yeah, 61.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was... Yeah, so first off, kudos to you. And I always tell everyone that, and everyone has always, I think, deeply respected that you jumped off a cliff. I mean, essentially into a whole startup. I mean, it was established, but it was a big expansion and a lot going on. And then service blew up, too, right? And that was a massive undertaking because we started selling so many more units.
Yeah.
So of course service goes up.
Tough keeping up. We hired people and trained, and then they'd move on to a better job, better pay, and more perks from a new job, and so it was kind of difficult. But we managed, and sometimes we couldn't get right out as quick as we wanted to get out on something, but most people understood that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'd have people tell me, one thing about us is we'd set an appointment and we would be there on time. It wouldn't be like somebody they'd call somebody and they'd say, well, we can have somebody there between 8 and 5 on one day, and they'd have to wait all day. And then sometimes they wouldn't show up, So they never had to worry about that with us.
Yeah.
If there was ever an issue, we'd always make a phone call and they were fine. So,
I mean, that's what you're buying. You're buying service. You're not buying the unit.
Right.
And I think when people understand that, even not perfect, we messed up, and you never messed up, but I did.
Yeah.
But we always made it right. You are perfect. Yeah. And your politics are perfect too.
You don't know for sure.
You don't know for sure. We're not doing it. But one thing I don't know how many people know this, but technology was changing so fast. Mm-hmm. The units, and we were bringing in all these brands, right, which is stressful for service. So sales. And, we had to walk that line, and you did it so well. I'm not saying you weren't ever frustrated by our growth and us bringing all these new brands, but I'll never forget, Charlie, and it would have been 2 or 3 years later, you went to Ohio for 3 weeks and lived in Ohio for 3 weeks to go back to appliance school.
Yeah.
At 63, 64 years old. And dude, that was, I talk about that all the time. I mean, the fact that you had that humility to go to Ohio and say, you know what? This has all changed a lot. I should probably go get refreshed, and I'm going to go check it out, and maybe we should send some of our appliance techs here, but I'm going to go first and vet the thing out. But talk about that experience.
Well, it was something that I needed, I think, because like you said, things were changing so fast. And there were a few things that I was weaker at than others that I really wanted to get better at. 3 weeks... 3 weeks is not that long, really, to get to know everything you need to know. But I was with people from all over the country, and each of us talk about different issues that we've had and help each other out. And that's one thing that I appreciated from that, were the connections that I made.
Yeah.
And help that you can get when you need it, because there's always something new in service. I mean, no matter what you've done, the experience that you have, there's something you're going to scratch your head about that doesn't make any sense, and it just may be something particular to a specific brand or specific model that. And then you talk to somebody and say, oh yeah, I've had that issue, and I talked to the manufacturer, and this is what you need to look at, and then you can get that help. And that's what I really took from that, was the help that I could get out of that. And I learned quite a bit too. Because, there's a lot you got to know. It's not just mechanical things. It's electrical things. You got to have a grasp of the way electricity works and components work with electrical. And now it's computer boards and sensors and all that, because the electrical, there's so many parts in an appliance that use fine electricity. It's not 110 or 220. It's DC and AC in an appliance that you have to try to figure out things like that, and it can be trying.
And you say 3 weeks, not a long time, but 3 weeks straight living in a motel with a roommate that you've never met.
Yes.
Any stories there? How was that experience?
He was a good guy. He's young. He was interesting. He was from Tampa Bay, Florida.
Oh, okay.
And he had a job. He worked for some computer millionaire, and he had a yacht. And he worked on this yacht and traveled all over the world with this guy. What? And he was he had videos. They had a drone, and he had videos of icebergs up around Greenland and Iceland, and I mean, just beautiful videos that he did. He was a really neat guy. He was a musician. He had a guitar. He'd get out his guitar and he'd play guitar and sing songs, and he's my roommate.
Yeah.
So he was good. And then there were people from California, Detroit, and New York State, and Buffalo. And I always hear from this guy from Buffalo. He hates Kansas City.
Okay.
The Chiefs. He's tired of the Chiefs.
Everyone
and
hates
I don't want to use the words he uses about the Chiefs. But they are all good people, and it was fun. It was almost competitive.
Yeah.
As far as learning and testing and all this kind of stuff. So it was good.
And if I remember right, you were able to help a lot of people. And the review we heard back as well was, I mean, I'm sure Fred's was like, you want to come teach here?
Well, I don't think I heard that.
But we did hear you mentored a lot of people there during the process.
Yeah, well, I had the experience that they didn't have.
Right.
But it was interesting to talk to the people that work in Detroit and Buffalo. I mean, the big cities and what they run into, and how they have certain areas that they got to be real careful, make sure everything's locked up and in plain sight, and things like that, because they deal with a lot of different types of people in those places. So, not like it is here in El Dorado.
Right. Yeah. Nope. My car's unlocked. Keys are in it if you need it, anyone. Anyway, well, I just wanted to say that part because I just think it's a super cool story of, you're never too old to learn and always be a student.
And I think we've sent a couple of texts up there, I think.
We did after, yeah, and it was great. Learned a lot. I think Tim went up there, Juan went up there.
That's right.
I don't know if I was trying to think if we sent John up there. No, I think John's did the in-house training, that online. Yeah. So maybe we sent two.
Jeff did in-house too, Jeff.
Yeah, did in-house as well, yeah. So we kind of tried both, but that was a better, it's expensive. But expensive to send someone away 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not have another service guy with us. But so did that, and then what year did you retire?
Oh, gosh, it would have been like 21 or 22, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
It was after COVID.
At the end of COVID. That sounds right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
At the end of COVID. So about 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's about right. Time goes too fast for me. I don't keep track of dates.
Yeah. How's retirement going?
Really well. I've been real busy with stuff around the house, and we've got 6 grandkids, and my daughter lives here in El Dorado. She works, and her husband works, so we do a lot of transporting the grandsons to and from school and watching them after school and things like that. And so the ages are from 3 to 8.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they keep us busy, and we've been doing some traveling too. So
Good. I heard that.
With my church, I'm going to now. I've done 2 mission trips.
Where remind me where to?
My first one was to Alaska. Went to Alaska Bible Institute.
Cool.
And then the last one, we went to Tanzania, Africa, and that was the big one for me. Alaska was more of in line with what I do. It was like construction, plumbing, electrical, things like that. It was more trying to do things at the school they needed to have done. Tanzania was, I got to go in front of some church congregations, and I gave them my story, and that was the first time I'd ever done that.
Oh, wow.
And but I tell you, we were close to Kilimanjaro, where we were, and we went to a few tribes, and we were doing eye testing. We can't do that here in the United States because we're not licensed, but over there we learned how to, before we went, we learned how to, we have different lenses that we could hold in front of their eyes, and we had an interpreter, and is this better? Is it worse? And interpreter would ask, and they'd answer, and finally we'd get them with the right set, and some of these people, they got glasses, had never really been able to see very well up until that time.
Wow.
We had thousands of glasses that were donated that we could give out, and it was fun.
That's cool.
It's you just don't realize how blessed we are here in the United States until you go to a country like that. I mean, and there's a lot of them around the world where people just don't have anything. They have to work hard for what they do. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the vehicles. A lot of them, you see scooters. Mm-hmm. And you see a scooter that's got a big stack of wood on it or a big stack of corn, and I mean they're just buzzing through these pothole-filled streets. It's poor country, and but they treated us like kings, like royalty, and it was wonderful. Got to meet a lot of neat people and made friends over there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I recommend it to anybody to. I mean, you don't have to go that far, but our church is a church that does a lot of missions. We go all over the world, a lot to South America. Went to Arizona to an Indian reservation this last summer and things like that. So awesome. We do a lot of that stuff.
Yep. Good to go see and appreciate what you have and understand what.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is a privilege? What's a right? That's a
right.
tough line to know when you're not seeing.
Yeah. You think about that, and then you think about what our grandparents probably had to deal with, without modern facilities and how they had to live and grow their own food and things like that. I mean, it was like that here at one time.
Yeah.
But it makes you appreciate what we have.
Yeah, that's good. Let's go back to Yellowstone real quick. You just kind of said you went to Yellowstone, and then you just said, then I went to work.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know what kind of path you wanted me to go.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm now citing maybe some family member questions of things they were hoping to hear more about that they don't feel like they've heard a lot about.
Well,
what'd you do in Yellowstone?
Well, we all 3 applied and got the same job. We were all 3 assigned to work at Old Faithful in the Old Faithful area. And 2 of us worked at Old Faithful Inn, which is a huge wooden log structure, 3 or 4 stories. I don't remember. It's a huge hotel. I think it was commissioned by Teddy Roosevelt. It's got a huge fireplace right in the center, and it's got fire pits on all four sides of the fireplace. It goes all the way up to the top. And tourists, it's probably the busiest as far as tourists, because everybody's there to see Old Faithful. Yeah. And so we got to see people from all over the world and worked with people from all over the country. Our roles were housemen.
Okay.
And what that means is we would go through and strip and clean all the rooms and let the maids come in, make the beds, and get it all ready for the new people coming in, the tenants. And that's what we do every day. And we lived in like a dorm.
Okay.
And right above the cafeteria. And it was just a wonderful environment to be in all summer long. I mean, we could see the park. Never saw a bear. The whole summer we were there.
Really?
And one of my friends, Tom, his parents came up to visit, and the first day they were in the park, saw 2 or 3 bears.
Of course.
And we never did see a bear.
Saw one.
But where we are, behind our dorm, behind the cafeteria, was a dumpster, and one of the guys that worked in the cafeteria was taking trash out one night and ran into a grizzly in the dumpster. He screamed, dropped his trash, and ran back inside. And then the next day there was
that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
And the next day there's a big bear trap out. And I think one evening they caught it, but we never did see the bear. Now, I wouldn't have wanted to see it like the guy did that worked at the cafeteria. But,
no.
The rangers, when we got to the park, we had a big meeting with all the employees, and the ranger was telling us things that we should do and not do when we're out hiking and running around. He said, always be noisy, because if you're noisy, the bears will probably take off. You don't want to come up and surprise a bear, things like that. And said, you don't want to get close to any animals, bison or moose or elk or anything, because you never know what they might do. And you've probably seen videos of what they can do to people.
Oh, yeah.
And they told us stories about what some of the tourists would do. And some of those people just don't have any sense. Because we heard a story. He told us one guy wanted to get a picture of a bear licking his kid.
Okay.
So he put honey on the kid's face.
Oh, my God. That's
That's
can't
what
be
a
real.
tourist did.
That has to be made up.
That's what he said.
He said to scare you guys.
Yeah,
No, I'm
probably.
kidding.
You wouldn't think that'd be true.
I mean, that's a weird story
but
to say.
there are
to-
some people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
You know, they get up close to a bison and end up in the air about 20 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Try and go pet it. Get a selfie.
Or just get a picture, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah, I just saw one of I think it was it a bull elk? It threw a guy up. It just happened, but
Yeah.
it threw him up 15 feet at least.
Yeah.
No, it was a buffalo. It was a buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just launched.
Yeah, and
in
it
the
just
air.
stood there for a long, you know, let him take pictures. Then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, bison got tired of him.
Yeah, and it was chasing around that tree. That poor guy. I was like, he's gonna make it. No,
He's just wearing him out.
he was. Yeah, he tried to reverse directions. I'm sorry. That poor guy. I hope he's alive. Did he live?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
good.
fine.
I
They
just-
interviewed him afterwards.
Oh, they.
I don't think immediately afterwards.
Yeah. I saw there's been so many clips of it, but
Those are
I believe I
stories
Can
that happen
Fly
all the time
song
up in
overload.
Yellowstone.
Oh, I bet.
And we got in trouble when we first got up there because it was before everything was really open to the tourists. And Tom and I and Greg, those are us three, we were checking things out. We were in Old Faithful area. And so we decided we wanted to drink a beer. So we got a 6-pack of beer, and we were walking around and saw this huge boulder, and we were all sitting on top of this boulder and drinking a beer and looking at everything. And all of a sudden we see this park ranger down there, and he's motioning for us. So we go down, and he goes, do you guys know that where you're sitting is right by the largest geyser we have in the park, and you never know when it's going to go off? We could have really been dismissed because you're not supposed to be off the boardwalk, but because we were new there, he let us go.
Yeah.
Just told us, stay on the boardwalk, you know. And there's places you get off the boardwalk and the ground is so thin you could actually fall through and get into acidic water.
Oh, wow.
Because it's volcanic.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So there's a lot of things, but there's just so many different environments in Yellowstone that it was a wonderful experience.
You're the, I would say the most educated bird person I know. I don't know how to say that correctly. Should I try again? I don't know anyone.
You don't know very many.
One more time. Run it back.
You don't know very many bird people.
Yeah. Apparently, these things that fly in the air, you know a lot about them.
It's my hobby. It's my hobby.
It is.
And I enjoyed it. I got into it because of my kids, basically, because we had a kitchen window right by our table that we would eat. And then I decided one time it'd be nice to put a feeder right there so we could feed birds and see them while we're eating. And we got birds there. I didn't know what they were. My kids, what are those? And at the time, downtown, we had a business called, I believe it was the Fat Robin.
Okay.
And they sold all kinds of things for birds, bird houses, bird books, bird seed. And I went down and I talked to the lady that owned it, and she said, oh, those are probably just goldfinches in the winter that are drab and not gold.
Interesting.
That's what they were goldfinches. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I do have to say this. Fat Robin would be a great burger joint name. I mean, am I right?
It was a bird place.
Right, correct. I did hear that
And,
part.
it was right there, probably by Bruco. It might have been where Bruco is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at that time.
It's wild that there was a retail store just for birds.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
The birds didn't shop there.
Right. The birds didn't shop there. Shut up, Tyler.
It was a nice.
So that's how it all started. That's interesting.
Yeah, it didn't last too long. And I had friends that said, well, they were taking a bird identification course out at Butler. It was a non-credit course, and asked me if I wanted to do it with them. So I thought that would be great. So I did that, and I became good friends with the instructor.
Of course.
And this guy, he's one of those you go out with, and he'd hear a bird you could barely hear and tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And pretty soon you'd see it, and that's what it is.
Wow.
And so I got to the point where I could hear some birds and know what they were. A little better at it now, but actually I might not be as good because my hearing's not as good. I go out with one of my son-in-law or my grandkids, and what's that? And I go, what's what? I can't hear anything. So it's changed a little bit. But.
Sure. Yeah. And then you host and you're known for being the guy, if someone has a question about a bird, you get a text or a call.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the one what was on your car that, was that a turkey? There was something living under. I drive by Country Club and there was just this.
I live on Country Club Road.
Right.
It's a residential district area. And one night it was kind of funny because it was middle of the night and my wife woke me up and she says, there's police cars out front. They weren't in front of our house. They were down in the street a little bit. And she goes, I think somebody's hiding on our car. And so I go to the window and I look out and I'm trying to figure out what I'm
on top of the car.
And I'm looking at this and I said, that's a turkey.
I did not hear that part of the story.
And that turkey, he would roost on our vehicle. I mean, it was about a week or more.
Yeah, every time I drive by, there'd be a turkey on your car.
People were asking me if we're raising turkeys at our house.
I finally called you like, what's going on? Like,
I had several people do that. They'd stop by and say, how's your turkey? And it's funny because...
it was just one turkey?
Yeah, just one turkey. And this was right around Thanksgiving, too.
Hey, that was a smart turkey. I'm not going to go out in the field where they're hunting.
I had people say, I can get rid of that for you.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway, I had a friend of mine that works for the wildlife fishing game or whatever. I never can remember what it's called today, but she's a birder, and
Birder. There we go.
she's a birder.
You're the best birder I know.
I called her up, and I told her what was going on, and she thought maybe it was sick or something. I mean, because it's not acting normal.
Yeah, it was kind of.
I mean, I could go up, and I could get within inches of it.
And it wouldn't move.
It wouldn't move until I would touch it, and then it would.
You actually would touch it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it would be right on my truck, you know?
Yeah.
And
so did you get in the truck and it would get off?
Yeah, it would get off. I would make it get off. I would go up and get it off, but it would stay in the yard, eating whatever
Man, it
we
would
had
have
in the
been
yard.
cool if it like stayed in the back of the truck and you just drove around town and was just like a dog. It's like, Charlie,
That
this
would have
turkey.
been. I would have kept it, but anyway, they came and she said, we'll get it. And so she came by, and my grandsons were at the house. She had 2 or 3 of people that worked for the fishing game, and they came, and she had a gun that she could shoot that had a net.
Okay.
So we were trying to get it so where it would stay in a spot where she could do that, and she shot it and missed it, you know.
Well, I mean, you could have just picked it up.
Well, I don't know if they can be kind of dangerous.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
They got some big
talons, kind of.
claws.
Yeah, I don't think it's a talon, but they got a spike on their foot.
Yeah, that you're right. The one that it doesn't
Yeah.
touch the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
And even their beak, you know, they're big, strong birds. So, but anyway, they finally got it and took it off, and all my neighbors were around to watch it. It was a big deal. My
Were you
kids-
kind of sad? Your friend?
No,
leaving?
I was ready for it to go. I mean, it would roost on our vehicle, but it would leave some things for us to,
leave some presents behind.
Yes, it would. So, but anyway, that was the turkey. So I mean, leave it to happen to a birder, you know.
Right. Leave it to a birder.
My kids call me the bird whisperer.
Yeah. Well, everyone else calls you. Well, I mean, you really have 2 whisper names. You're the Appliance Whisperer or the Bird Whisperer. Because I've literally called you before and said, Charlie, listen to this. And then you'll listen to a dryer, and I'll put my phone back up, and you know exactly what's wrong. You'll be like, "Yep, you need this."
That doesn't always work.
Yeah. Well, your hearing's going, so we have to.
not anymore.
I gotta yell now. Gotta turn up the problem.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I would. Sometimes my service calls would take a little longer because I'd be at a house and the people feed birds, and we'd be watching birds. And I had one customer. She had a deck, and she had a platform feeder on the deck, and we saw some winter birds, juncos, are on the feeder, and we're watching the feeder, and all of a sudden, cat jumps up and grabs a bird right off of the feeder. Oh gosh! And was she ever mad?
Oh, I bet.
Wasn't her cat; it was the neighbor's cat.
Oh man, that's
Kind of traumatic.
all right, Charlie. Who calls you more for appliance help, Kate or Eric?
Eric.
Oh, that's
And it's not always appliances.
Yeah.
You know, it could be who knows what.
hilarious. You answered that so fast. I thought you'd think about
No.
it.
Kate doesn't have to call. We're at her place all the time.
That's
so
fair.
I find her problem.
Before their problem. That's a good girl dad.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then who's your favorite kid, Eric or Kate?
Yeah.
Take it back.
No, I'm going to take the 5th on that.
Well played. Well played. Man, so good. I just love everything about you. You're an awesome person.
Well, you are too.
I appreciate that. This isn't about me. It's about you. Take the compliment, okay?
Thank you.
Just take it, Charlie. But super thankful for the however many years we got together, working together.
I am too.
It was a joy. It was a pleasure. And just, I know how many people in town just treasure you and everything you do. And I love that you're getting to go on these adventures now and retirement and get to hang out with your grandbabies.
Well, I appreciate that.
So,
Really do.
yeah. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Mm-hmm.